Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are back for round 3 of the Gallagher Premiership, the one match that we are covering on the channel this week, and it is the last game of round 3. But looking through at the way that the table sits currently, Bristol, they are the only side to remain undefeated after 3 contests. Sale Sharks, they have played the 2. They have not lost a game. Same can be said about Saracens and the Exeter Chiefs. The Harlequins, though, they are currently sitting in 8th with 1-1. They will be looking to get themselves a big victory here. But looking through, first of all, at the starting lineup for the Exeter Chiefs, they are going to be as follows. Luke Cowan-Dickie does find himself slotting in at number 2, a very dangerous individual to have in the front row for the Exeter Chiefs. Also, yours will be a very handy man at number 6. Townsend and Skinner will be the 19 combo, and then that back 3 of Jack Noel, Joe Simmons, and Ollie Woodburn to close it out. Then looking through quickly at the Harlequin starting lineup, quite a few returns into this side. Marcus Smith, the big name at number 10. Also in that back line, they have got Murley out on one wing, Joe Marchant out on the other. Tyrone Green finds himself at number 15, but no Alex Dombrandt for this matchup. Instead, it will be White. Does slot in at number 8. But looking through at the reserves bench, another big return for the Exeter Chiefs here. We do see Stuart Hogg. He is back into the side for this matchup. Going to be an entertaining player to have coming off the bench, although Simmons has been doing the job at number 15 pretty well, which is why Hogg finds himself having to earn that spot back in the starting lineup. Also there, the excellence, the man, Rory O'Loughlin. Then off the bench for the Harlequins, Danny Kerr will be there at number 21. Also, Kieran Lamb, and also another very dangerous player is Allen will be coming off the bench in the later stages of the contest. But just before the players make their way out onto the field, we'll look through at the previous fixtures for these two sides. First of all, the Exeter Chiefs, they were able to beat the Leicester Tigers in the opening round of the Gallagher Premiership, 24 points to 20, then having their win more recently up against Worcester, winning at 36 points to 21. Then for the Harlequins, they were able to beat the Newcastle boys, 40 points to 31. Alongside that, the Harlequins, they were narrowly defeated by Saracens, 30 points to 27. So they will be looking to come back from that game, get themselves a win here. And it is an away game, which we have seen in the Gallagher Premiership, can cause some very big difficulties for a lot of these sides. I believe the home sides are winning about 75 to 80% of home games for the Gallagher Premiership. So the Harlequins, they are certainly trying to break that trend. Looking through at a few of the results from this week, the Wasps were one of the sides that were able to break that trend. Same with the Leicester Tigers, but all of the other home sides were able to get themselves a win, including a couple very high-scoring games. Bristol Bears winning that game 40 points to 36 over the London Irish, and Gloucester narrowly, and I mean narrowly, missing out on getting themselves the win over the Saracens, 41 points to 39. But Marcus Smith, he'll be very happy to be back out there on the field for the Exeter Chiefs, or sorry, for the Harlequins, I should say. And I think could be quite a dangerous individual in the process as well. One moment, we will go like this, and we will go like this pretty much. I did have to reset my computer just before kickoff, so I have got to get my tabs in the right place, but hope you guys are all doing well. You're up early, says Jake. I wouldn't say up early. I would say in bed late, as I haven't actually slept since about, I would say, 1 or 2 p.m. today. So we've been up for around 14 hours. The Exeter Chiefs at the moment getting a clap going. It is a lot of fake muscle on that mascot, that is for sure. But those are not fake muscles on Cowan-Dickie leading out the Exeter Chiefs for this matchup. An extremely dangerous individual. He's got Woodburn behind him. Could be explosive out on the wing if he does end up getting it right in this matchup. And if he doesn't, then maybe a bit of a reshuffle could be in order for the Exeter Chiefs in the second half, and they'll get Hogg out there as soon as physically possible. But do let me know, ladies and gentlemen, who you think will be able to get themselves the win for this contest. If statistics are anything to go by, Exeter Chiefs should have this one won. But the Harlequins, as we've seen, even in their defeats this year, they've been able to score a lot of points. So you'd have to say Exeter, they're going to need at least 30 points here to be able to put away the Harlequins. I'm predicting a close game, split by less than 7, but just narrowly. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go narrowly in favor of the away side. Harlequins by 3. It's my prediction for this matchup. But both sides now out on the park. It's looking like a very overcast day there. A few slightly rain clouds appearing in the background. Hopefully they stay away throughout this matchup, or else it could be a relatively wet one. Changes the complete outlook of both of the sides. They'll go for a few more kicks, maybe look for the mistakes in the opposition. Jack Knoll, he will certainly look to make the most of those opportunities. He does look fired up when they did show him just before, but the referee in charge of this one, it is Ian Tempest, then Joe James, Phil Waters will be the other assistant referee, and then Dean Richards is the TMO for this matchup. From Sandy Park, the Chiefs in black, the Quins going to be in the white, and the Quins will be the side kicking off this match. We are underway for the Gallagher Premiership round 3, the final game of it, and straight away Marcus Smith has kicked that ball out on the full, not the kickoff that he would have been looking for in his first match back for the Quins. He's got a different style of facial hair. In fact, I don't actually think he had facial hair the last time I saw him, Marcus Smith. He has got the mustache and a slight goatee going at the moment. Probably not quite as impressive as Harry Williams' facial hair. They are just showing him there with the massive beard and also the long hair to go alongside it. But scrum feed on the halfway in favour of the Exeter Chiefs now, due to the early mistake that we did see from the Harlequins. So right from the get-go, we're going to get to see how these two front rows match up. Very dangerous players in both of these sides, but Wilco Low, I should say, sorry, going to be in the front row, going head-to-head up against none other than Alec Hepburn. And then on the other side, it is going to be Joe Marler. Has Joe Marler dyed his hair black? Is that who's on that other side? Because if it is, I did not realise he had dyed his hair. I haven't actually covered any of the Harlequins games this year. Almost didn't recognise the guy. He will be going head-to-head, though, with Harry Williams. Townsend about to put the ball in for the Exeter Chiefs. And the push is big, and it's a solid shove from the away side, but the penalty goes the way of the Exeter Chiefs. I believe that's going to be for on the far side. Going down in the front row. No, that is not Joe Marler. Joe Marler must not be available for this contest. Instead, they have actually gone with Santiago Garcia Bota in the starting lineup. I didn't think Joe Marler had black hair, unless I thought maybe he had dyed it this week. But that one is going to be going into touch now, and Exeter can have a good attacking opportunity here in the early stages of this contest. But we've seen some high-scoring games throughout the week. It's not very often we see a side score less than 10 points. I believe it's only happened once or twice throughout this Gallagher Premiership round 3. Both of these sides have the potential of being able to score 10 points the first real 10 minutes of a contest. Now back across. Nice wide pass to Joe Simmons. Man on the outside if they decide to use him, but instead does step on the inside, and he is dragged down by Ayanwu. I don't think Joe Marler died, says Blindside. No, died is here, not passed away. But he is not in the starting lineup. So I assume that either there is an injury or something is up with Joe Marler. That does mean that he's not in the starting lineup. Now Townsend goes across to Luke Cowan-Dickey. He's hit hard in the contact from some of those big Quins forwards. It looks like already there's an injury. I believe that is the Quins number. Actually, that's the Quins number 1. That is actually Garcia Bota. So that does not look too good for the Quins if they did already lose Joe Marler. Now Harry Williams reaches out, and that will be the early try for the Exeter Chiefs. They score within the first 3 minutes of the contest, and that is exactly the start that the home side would have been after. The Quins have started slow. Harry Williams, that is his 10th try in his 112 premiership matches. He's been able to drive over relatively easily. They went to the right-hand side here for the Exeter Chiefs. It was a good run from Charlie Ewers, or in fact, it was David Ewers, sorry. And then Harry Williams goes with the pick and go, breaks through the tackle, and does make his way over the try line. Nice, very good attack and play from the Exeter Chiefs to start this match off. They have started how they intend to proceed. Chiefs are able to add the extra 2 points for the conversion as well, and now makes the score 7-0 in favour of the Exeter Chiefs. Now Garcia Bota, I'm looking at him closely as he did take it a little bit longer to get up. He may have got a bit of a stinger on the shoulder. It's kicked off long by the Quins just inside of the 22, taken beautifully And the Exeter Chiefs now, they have been told it is inside, so Townsend could go for the box kick if he decided to. Instead, though, they look like they want to run it out a little bit. That time, Johnny Gray, sorry, I'm confusing all of my names at the moment. Townsend will be able to use this one. This one now has been taken back, so it cannot find touch on the full. Morning, Kiwi lad, says Nathan. Welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing very well. Currently 3 a.m. here in the morning. I assume, actually, what time is it in Melbourne now, Nathan? Because we went through daylight savings, but I don't believe you guys did. So how many hours is it separating New Zealand and Melbourne now? I feel like it's now, is it 3 now, or is it just still the 2? Do let me know. I suck at time zones, and then they come out with this daylight saving, and my brain gets scrambled big time. Around the side, once again, another nice attack in play that was close to a knock-on from Henry Slade. Now, Luke Cowan-Dickey, another good carry forward for the Exeter Chiefs. Passing out the back line, it's looking dangerous. Jack Knoll, one more pass on the outside to the big number 7, Shunza. 25 out. Exeter Chiefs just continue to hang on to this ball. In fact, the Harlequins have hardly had any possession in this matchup throughout the first 5 minutes. Good run forward from Ewers. Looks like it's going to be close to the turnover, but it was actually William Evans who got himself penalised going off his feet. So the advantage, Joe Marchant jumps on it, and it will be going back for the initial penalty in favour of the Exeter Chiefs. So I mentioned about both of these sides had the potential of getting 10 points in the first 10 minutes. And this is going to be Exeter's 10 points if they do get this kick over. Now the Quins need to find their way back into the contest, though. Both of these sides will be chasing the bonus points early. Of course, you want as many points as physically possible. At the end of the day, every single point in the Gallagher Premiership is absolutely crucial. At the moment, Exeter Chiefs, they have won both of their first game, 12 a.m. here, boss. Okay, so you guys are now 3 hours behind ourselves. That is good to know. So what is the time in South Africa at the moment? South Africa must be, they're normally 10 hours, so now it must be 9. Is it 9 hours now that they are behind, or 11? It's either 9 or 11 that they are behind. It might currently be 2 in the afternoon in South Africa. Somewhere around there, that kick is going to go over, and now it makes the score 10-0 in favour of the Exeter Chiefs. 5 p.m, says Nathan. In fact, I am going to go, what is the time in South Africa? In Pretoria, it's 4:08 p.m. Okay, so they are now 11 hours behind us. I do see that Maxwell has just lost his wicket in the game. Oh, it's another try. Although I think he might have dropped that one. Unfortunately, Luke Northmore didn't quite get that ball down the way that he wanted to. But that was almost a counter-attacking try from the Harlequins in about 3 seconds. Just taking it off the kickoff, almost being able to score that try right from the get-go for Luke Northmore. Oh, he looks like he's hurt himself in the process, though. I'm not too sure whereabouts it is. It looks like some sort of lower leg injury, but manages to put in just enough pressure off the kickoff from his teammate. Then Northmore took it, tried to run forward towards the corner. Oh, hang on. Hang on here. Oh, we need a camera that's got a few more frames per second. This angle's going to show it a bit better, but I believe Jack Knoll wasn't able. See, I think his foot comes up, and then it actually comes up off the ground. So this is still play on at this point in time, and it's a question of whether or not did Northmore lose this one in control of the ball. I would say, actually, that's a try. I think he's still got control of that ball. That must be 4:08 p.m. in South Africa. I think benefit of the doubt almost goes to angle. Actually, that angle looks like he's lost it. The last angle looked like it was good. This angle looks like it's not so good. So pretty much it's just whichever angle the TMO wants to decide is the better one. And also, hi, says Totally Lemon. Welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing very well. So one thing's for certain, he's not in touch. Was it awarded as a try, though, or was it given as no try? See, it's almost simultaneous that his finger just touches the ground with the ball, but then like that for me is almost lost. I don't know what way they're going to go with this one. It's either going to be a brilliant try in the corner for Luke Northmore or an unlucky one that he has just fumbled right when the ball was just about to go down. They've looked at it 15 times. I think it's about time they have to make a decision. It's also that his foot may actually be in touch. I'm looking at it again from this angle, and that far toe might be simultaneous. I believe on-field decision was no try, so I believe that's what they will stick with. It is no try. And come on, refs, give it a try. By far the best, says Nathan, and it's 3:10 p.m. in Ireland. Oh, so you guys are actually exactly 12 hours behind us now. That is very handy. I feel like that's going to be my easiest time zone. Anytime someone's like, what's the time in Ireland? I'll be able to just go straight away, switch it across, and anyone got a stream? Says Isaac, what country are you trying to watch from, Isaac? Do let me know. As I know a few ways of watching it, although a majority of them, unfortunately, are through subscriptions. Unfortunately. 10 metres out from the line now currently, and the Exeter Chiefs going to be rolling this ball back to go for the box kick of Trevor Townsend. Sorry, Stewart. I keep on saying the wrong brothers in this matchup in England, mate. So I believe, that was a nice take from Tyrone Green. So unfortunately, the only real option in England, I want to say, is through Sky UK, I think, is the option. Or Premier Sports, I believe, is the other one. Have you got either of those subscriptions? Do let me know. Now that ball's going to be available, a little bit scrappy at the back. And Marchand has put it down. It's going to be going back for the scrum feed in favour of the Exeter Chiefs. And after 8 minutes, it's been quite a hectic start to this match. Joe Marchand not quite able to get that one right. Jack Noel, of course, with his Red Bull headgear, he is sponsored by them. Alongside, I believe, Bowden Barrett still has himself a bit of a Red Bull sponsor. And like they're saying, only millimetres in it for that try in the corner. And also the TMO, says Nathan. Yeah, it's one of those ones, the TMO, I had to feel for him there because that was going to be a very tricky one. It's like that NRL match we watched the other night between the Panthers and also the Rabbitohs. There were a lot of tricky ones that just didn't seem like they were straightforward decisions. And Sky, yes, I think it's on BT though. I know worries, mate, says Isaac. See, that's kind of similar to us in New Zealand. Some of the competitions, like the URC, that's on Spark Sport, which is a whole different subscription to Sky. And unfortunately, like, we have to juggle between the two. Like, we always have to buy both subscriptions just to be able to watch one sport, which kind of seems a bit rough. That one's going to bounce into touch, and I believe that's actually off Tyrone Green. So it will be an Exeter Chiefs opportunity now at line-out time just outside of the 22. Do let me know, Nathan, are you working currently by any chance, with it being 12 a.m.? And what time are you working till tonight? If you are working, I know we've got a holiday here in New Zealand today, although I think Australia had their holiday a few weeks ago, or not a few weeks ago, but a few days ago, didn't they? Off the back, Ewers goes to Townsend. Another good backline movement starting to open up here for the Exeter Chiefs, with Skinner hitting it up to the 22. Ewers plays half. Now big Johnny Gray. That's a couple of extra meters. Nice run. Moving up to only 10 meters out. Townsend. Good ball to Gray out in front of the big lock to keep that momentum bulldozing forward. The last thing the Harlequins want is to give away a penalty here, but they also don't want to give away a try, which could be just around the corner if they can get this one right. Townsend goes short side, driving hard. He gets it down. That ball is on the line. And not Trevor. Who's Trevor Townsend? Stuart Townsend does get himself the try. And it's got their working tonight, Thursday and Friday, public holiday, says Nathan. And Sui says totally lemon. I feel like I didn't do that Sui justice, did I? But yeah, working today. What time do you start, Nathan? Or are you currently, maybe you are currently at work? Hope it is all going smoothly for you. Have you seen my package yet? I did order something from Australia a little while ago. Unfortunately, it was a tricky situation because I ordered some shoes, right? I think it was from Puma. Are they playing John Cena's entrance music at the moment at the ground? Is that the new Exeter Chiefs theme song? I guess the time is now, and that is the try time for the Exeter Chiefs. So that is the second one of the match already after only 11 minutes through this contest. But yeah, I ordered some shoes from Australia, from Puma. Unfortunately, though, I ordered the wrong size. But to be able to get the right size, I wasn't able to cancel my order. Instead, I actually have to wait till the shoes arrive. then send them back, then wait about 14 business days, and then get the replacement sent back. That will take another 10 business days. So pretty much I might be getting some shoes for Christmas. Always make sure you order the right size. Ladies and gentlemen, and Greg Livingston has said, hi, welcome in, mate. Hope you're doing well. And the Pumas, says Nathan, and there as well. But that is going to be a try for the Exeter Chiefs. They are now 17-0 up over the first 12 minutes of the contest. Now, a well-known fact about the Harlequins is they come back very well in the second half. But if they keep on going at this rate, they're going to be chasing about 60 points going into the second half, which I would think would be just a little bit too much to come back from, even for a side like the Harlequins. That's going to be a high ball. Great take from Tyrone Green, although he's met straight away by Ruben van Heerden. Just keeping that ball in the field of play. A little bit of a counter ruck from Jagno, unable to get it. Now the Harlequins getting some much needed position. They've hardly had the ball throughout the early stages in the first 13 minutes. They've been told to use it once again. Going to the first receiver, Wilco Lowe. He's a unit and a half, that man, that is for sure. Now it looks like they are looking to go for the kick here. It is going to be Jaltama. Hopefully I said that correctly, or Jaltiema. And also we get their thoughts on Warps. Warps going into administration. Warps. Oh, the Wasps. Is that the Wasps? Greg, do let me know. I haven't actually read up too much on it if that is the case. And I'm not completely sure what it means. Is that because they are struggling for money at the moment? Because I know a few of the Gallagher Premiership sides, unfortunately, have got a little bit of an issue when it comes to debt. So are the Wasps one of those teams? Do let me know. Marcus Smith about to kick this one into the touchline. Has made sure it's found touch. And that will be not too far out from the line now. Also, who is your favourite football player? Ooh. Out of any player in the world, past and present, or just currently playing Totally Lemon? There are quite a few of them out there, of course. But do let me know which one. It's going to be a bit wonky from the Harlequins, and Van Heerden has been able to clean it up. Now back on the side of the Exeter Chiefs. The referee's done well to get out of the way because he almost got cleaned up by a big Exeter Chiefs lock. Townsend has been told to use any. Ooh. Okay, this is a bit of a throwback. Some of you guys may not even know who this person is. But while I was growing up, my favorite player out of any player was Leo Bertos. You may not actually know who that is, as he did play for the Wellington Phoenix and also for New Zealand. Bit of a steal there, almost from Ollie Woodburn, but it does manage to fall on the side of the Quins. Although, knock on into the Quins player, so that will be Woodburn who's knocked it on first, and then there was another little mistake afterwards. So the scrum feed will go the way of the Harlequins. But yeah, Leo Bertos, I actually had my shirt. Did I get Bertos on the back of it? If I didn't get Bertos on the back of it, it was the only player who I would have considered getting on the back of it. Actually, he owns a Wellington coffee shop, or he did anyway, the last time I had heard. But that was a good, I'd say a good maybe 10 years ago. I'm actually going to have a look now and see what Leo Bertos is doing now. Now, what is Leo Bertos doing now? There we go. And sorry, I mean Wasps. I think they are in administration because the owner can't afford to put money into the club. Okay. See, I guess because I haven't really seen a lot of the more technical budget side of things. So what does it mean by being in an administration? Sorry, I feel like I'm asking some, man, those in-goal areas are massive at Sandy Park. I look at them every single time, but yeah, massive areas. But do let me know. I feel like I'm a bit green when it comes to that kind of area. I like how they were showing Tyrone Green just before when I said about Green. Leo Bertos was named the coach of the Western Bears in January 2020. Okay, so he's actually coaching. Wait. Okay, now he's not coaching. He stood down as head coach, or he stands down as head coach was the last headline. And also, how are you going to do the Munster versus Dragons Says Totally Lemon. That game is actually taking place now, if I'm not wrong. But I can give you updates on that matchup. That was a 4-pass from Marcus Smith, making a little mistake there. Time off, have your water break. I've drunk a lot of water already on this live stream, but the reason being, I do not want my voice to disappear. We've got a big week of recordings and also quite a few live streams this weekend. So you will see me go into the water bottle quite a bit today. Currently in the Munster versus Dragons game, it is 3-3 between the two sides. They have just talked about the fact that Wilco Lowe was a bit lazy for that last try. And also we got the Hamish. We do some England versus Pakistan T20 games still. 5 T20s remaining. Do they have 5? I thought they were up to the 4th T20. I'll have a quick look because I know that they actually play tonight, don't they? For the T20. One moment. Yeah, they're going to be playing in actually 8 minutes, 20 minutes time, and then, or 20 seconds time. And then they have got the 5th, the 6th, and the 7th that is still coming up. So we are hoping to do at least one of that series. Unfortunately, there have been a lot of overlaps, and also with me working as well throughout the week, it's meant that I can't really stay up till 2:30 a.m. to be able to do a game that will finish at about 6, just because I have been starting at about 8. So it's been a bit tricky with the schedule that we've got at the moment, but hopefully we can get one of the games done, whether that is going to be that Thursday matchup at 3:30 a.m. New Zealand time, or maybe one of the ones a bit later on. My bad, AFK, sorry. Did you order the package? Express delivery, 7 working days. I believe it was going to be 10 business days or 10 working days. So, yeah, it may not even be through DHL perhaps for that one. But, yeah, it's going to take a long time because I do have to send it back to get the right size. So I'm probably going to get it in about November, which will be nice. I'll finally be able to wear some shoes. Well, I do have shoes, I should mention, just some different shoes. Nice run forward from Harry Williams to score himself the try earlier on in the game. Now Hepburn. There's a crack there. Back across Chinza. Goes on the outside. The back line, it was working nicely, although a little mistake there from the number 8, Richard Capstick. To end up dropping that ball, and now they've got the option of either the line out or the scrum here. The referee's got a little bit of a cough, I've noticed. He's probably coughed about 7 times throughout the first 18 minutes. So Townsend didn't actually get that ball into the scrum. He then picked it up and then put it back in. Okay, scrum or knock on for the Harlequins as the 2 options. If they can score the next try, stop Exeter from getting too many more points in this first half, they've still got a chance of being able to make that comeback in the second. But that is the big thing. They need that comeback if they do want a chance of getting those points on the board. But the Exeter Chiefs have had a lot more of the possession. We've already seen the try from Harry Williams, and also the other try was scored by, it was Stuart Townsend. But Eddie Jones, England head coach, once again scouting all of the young English players. They've got a few big November internationals coming up. They will be playing the All Blacks. They have also, believe, got themselves a match up against Fiji, and then maybe another Southern Hemisphere side. I want to say they also play Argentina, but I could be wrong in that regard for England's upcoming games. That's going to be a knock-on now up against the Harlequins. Just too many mistakes going against the Chiefs, against the Quins at this stage. It's similar to what we saw between Australia and New Zealand for that second Bledisloe Cup match. How every time that they try and have a run, it's just stop, start, and the ball just continuously touching the grass. The Exeter Chiefs, they will have themselves another scrum feed here on the halfway line. Whose voice is that? They are talking to a coach at the moment. I want to say that that's the Quins head coach. Harlequins head coach. Who is he? It is Tabby Matson. Okay, that makes sense. I was going to say he sounds very Kiwi, and he is. Now a big push from Harlequins. Didn't quite get that one right, though, for the Chiefs, but they managed to still keep the ball. That is one benefit for the Exeter Chiefs here, is anytime they've made those little mistakes, they have not lost possession, whereas for the Quins, anytime they make the smallest of errors, they have given up that possession. Townsend now going to fire it across to the left-hand side to Hepburn, moves up to halfway. It looks like now Townsend will be rolling it back and looking to go for the rolling, or not the rolling ball, sorry, for the kick downfield. Almost. Did it go out on the full? It certainly did. Harvey Skinner won't be too happy with that. He would have been a decent option in the pocket. They had decided to go back to him, but instead Stuart Townsend decided to have the crack himself. But currently it is 3:26 a.m. here in New Zealand. We have seen a couple games of rugby go for 2 hours this weekend, so hopefully this one isn't going to be one that is similar. Normally the Gallagher Premiership are pretty good. Another mistake from the Harlequins. I believe there might have been a double knock on there. First from the Quins, then from the Exeter Chiefs, but it is play on just for now. Yours does find the offload back. Samuel Slade now goes to Gray. And sometimes you got to go backwards to go forward. Nice work from Woodburn. Now off to Hepburn. He gets forced close to the touchline. He's now dropped the ball. They have said it's gone backwards. Both sides having very rough little moments. Another drop ball. Almost dropped again by Woodburn, but he's managed to hang on to it with one hand, luckily. Or else they may have seen more scrums going down in the early parts of this matchup. Now Slade goes on the outside to Jack Knoll. Bit of space opening up for him, but great low tackle made on him by the number 11, Caden Murley. Or Caden Murley, I should say. Tell you what, that's very close to Canon Moody, isn't it? For South Africa. Now back across Woodburn. One more pass. Now it's Chinza starting to build up some steam. Down the wing, that's poor defense from Tyrone Green. He's gone through him, and Chinza scores for the Exeter Chiefs. That is another. They are scoring a point per minute at the moment, and they don't have any intentions of slowing down by the looks of it. Brilliant work from Christ Chinza, running straight down the wing. As soon as he started building up steam, he was always going to be a tough man to put down. You got to grab both of the legs, and they weren't able to even get one in that case. But once again, another mistake. That was from the Quins. Then the counter-attacking opportunity opened up for the Chiefs. Woodburn has done very well there to be able to hang on to the ball the way that he did. And then he did get this last draw pass out to Chinza. Joe Marchant thought he had the pace. He actually got cut off. I want to say that was Wilco Lowe who tried to get back across. Unfortunately, though, stopped the opportunity for Joe Marchant to be able to make that tackle. And that will be now 24-0 in favour of the Exeter Chiefs, ladies and gentlemen. That is a dream start to this contest. And the Harlequins, like I mentioned, they just cannot hold the ball. You'd think it was absolutely bucketing down. But like they've said, 3 players that Christ Chinza went through. Wilco Lowe, the best chance he had of tackling there was tackling Joe Marchant, taking him out of the picture. And then he went round. Tyrone Green scored the tries. And the Exeter Chiefs are now only 1 try off a bonus point. And we are still only 23 minutes into this match. Nicely taken. I believe that was Henry Slade. I'm back across. Ewers. Townsend. And I also can't believe the score. Who would have thought, says James Newton. Yeah, certainly a great start to the match by the Exeter Chiefs. Now, the Harlequins, they're known as that second half comeback side. But this is not going to be a comeback possible if they keep allowing the Exeter Chiefs to score at the rate. Joe Marchant, they have said he wasn't held. This is going to be a good chance to get themselves a try back for the Quins, sitting currently inside of the 22. Counter ruck. That's brilliant work from Joe Simmons there. He's been able to win the ball back, although it's become a clean contest win in the breakdown from the Quins. Marcus Smith going to have to play halfback, goes back across. Decides to get his number 7 there. Evans involved. An all good forklift driver, my department, unloading and loading, are coming in from interstate Sydney in Australia. Or Sydney and Adelaide, I should say. From Nathan there. Little kick him behind from Marcus Smith. Just managed to work out for them. Tyrone Green finds the offload now. Keeping this ball alive, but it's certainly going to be an upward hill battle for the Quins. Short ball, there was no momentum there, unfortunately, for Archie White. He had already made his run, and then the pass went to him, which is why I think Danny Kerr Maybe the sooner they get him on the field, the better. That's going to be a knock-on from the number 9 who's starting this one. Jaltama, and also I can say Danny Kerr pretty easily, so that makes it a lot easier for myself in the commentary box. That's going to be now another drop ball by the Harlequins. The Exeter Chiefs here going to have another scrum opportunity, but Joe Simmons, he did brilliantly in the breakdown, like they're saying. He's not the biggest man out on the field, but he certainly put in a massive shove there in the counter ruck. Okay, they were just going to be checking that one to see whether or not. We will go like this, and we will go like this. There we go. I was just making sure we were all running smoothly for this middle of the night live stream. I haven't actually reset my modem for this one, so I wouldn't be surprised if it does try and cut out every once in a while. Now, what are they deciding here? It's going to be a Harlequins free kick. Tackles missed so far. The Harlequins have missed 11 out of the 56 tackles they've been able to make. And the Exeter Chiefs, they have only missed the 3 out of the 24 tackles that they have been able to make as well. Moment by Matson, the Harlequins head coach. They were chatting to him a little bit earlier on. I picked out the Kiwi accent straight away for that man. Right, they've got Marcus Smith set in front of Tyrone Green, who's directly behind them. I'm thinking whatever way they go on the scrum, both of those men are going to be running full tilt towards the defence. I think you've got to go to this near side and go down to Joe March, and they've got the advantage as well. It looks like they want to actually go to the top side here. Marcus Smith receives a rough pass. It's going to be another grubber kick. Nothing on there. Going to be put down. Right, I think this is where Marcus Smith needs to stop doing the kicking just for now. It's not working. Yes, you had the advantage, but just a little bit of a draw and pass there, and you could have run yourself in the try. So it might be a decent idea for the Harlequins to just, I don't know, get that ball in hand a little bit more. Possession is something that hasn't gone their way throughout the first little stage of this contest. They want another scrum, though. It will be. I believe that last one was for front row collapsing. They certainly don't want to give away another penalty like that, the Exeter Chiefs. They've got all the momentum. Last thing they want is a yellow card for something and a breakdown. They are just showing the big man there, Ernie Herbst, sitting there at number 5 for this matchup. Looks like there's some sun and some clouds maybe in the background from one side of the field, but on the other side, it's looking very grey and like it's about to absolutely bucket down. Now a big push from the Chiefs, although now it's going to be another advantage in favour of the Quins. Please do not kick this Marcus Smith. That's better. The draw and pass, and look at that. They're going to be able to run in almost a try, only 1 metre short, although he feels he got over. Right, he might be on the line. Look at how simple that was. Just keep the ball in hand. You've got a world-class back line. They feel that he may have dropped this ball as he was trying to get it down, though. But they do want to check it upstairs. On-field decision is try. So that has a benefit for the Harlequins. Although Marcus Smith making the call. Says Nathan there. All right, Merley. Oh. Now, you are allowed to reach out. Oh, I think he almost loses control of that, but then manages to regather it before he does slide over the try line. This is going to be another tough one for the TMO. And now the commentators have actually made the argument of maybe a penalty try could be here for the Harlequins. So there's even more to look at if you're the TMO. There's no loss of contact. He's always got control, and it is going to be the try that time for Caden Merley. Yeah, I'm so used to saying Caden Moody from the Springboks. Merley being able to score that one. Now the score 27. That's a lie. 24 points to 5 with a kick to come for the Quins. We are 27 minutes into the match. Some nice greenery in the background. I feel like ever since hanging around George a lot more when we've gone anywhere in terms of driving around, he always comments on the quality of the fields next to the road. And now I feel like I'm starting to look at them. So I'm looking at a couple of them thinking, yep, they're looking pretty nice. Overall, maybe, don't know, it's a harvest season at the moment in England. I know that it's a little bit different to harvest season here in New Zealand. A few different crops around at the moment, though. Marcus Smith, about 25 out on the angle. Looking to get the Harlequins just a little bit further back into the match. And he's done just that, straight over the middle. And that is going to make the score now 24 points to 7. Still in favour of the home side. Now they are looking at the fact that they did use Marcus Smith. Then they had that wraparound of Tyrone Green, which was the dangerous factor. And they managed to find him beautifully. Then one more pass on the outside out to Murley. And he was able to cut back on the inside, beating a couple of defenders. And getting on the try. Now the Exeter Chiefs have been able to tap that back onto their side. And the Exeter Chiefs, once again, are going to have themselves the possession. They've had plenty of it throughout this first half, and it looks like it's going from bad to worse for the Quins here. If the Exeter Chiefs do hang on to it for a bit longer, it's going to be Townsend back across to was Hepburn that time. And a bit more of a crack at the line. Nice step from the quick number 9, Townsend. Short side once again. Hepburn plays half, goes off to Woodburn. Now, two names that I've said many times throughout this live stream already is Hepburn, who's just decided to take the carry as halfback, and then also it has been Townsend. So those two being extremely busy here. Seems to be every single breakdown is either Townsend or Hepburn, although there might be a turnover in the breakdown for the Harlequins. It sure is. Now, Wilco Lowe plays half. Gives it back to Marcus Smith, looking to accelerate, going on the outside. Debatably forward, I thought, but it might have just been the angle for that one. Marcus Smith overrated, says Darren Smith. Depends on how highly you rate him, I guess is the best way of putting it. Because some people, some people don't rate him. So does that mean he's underrated for those people? And then some people feel he is the best player in the world or close to it. So are they the ones that are overrating him? It just depends on where you see him on the scale. So I guess out of 10, how good of a player do you feel he is, Darren? And I'll tell you whether or not you're underrating him or overrating him. How about that? Bit of a fun mini game. And Marcus pushing their forwards backs. Oh, it's forward back. Wake up, lads. Tada, says it was there from Nathan. Now, penalty goes the way of the Quins, only 5 metres out from the line. So a very good position to be able to win the penalty in. And now Marcus Smith will be looking to kick this one downfield into touch. Currently 31 minutes through the first half, and it looks like the sun's coming out. So like it's going to be quite a nice day for a game of rugby. Actually quite full there at Sandy Park as well, which is great to see for a Sunday afternoon game of rugby here. The last of the Gallagher Premiership round 3. I think it's good, but not world class yet, says Darren Smith. So yeah, I think a lot of people have got him about in that position of he's a very good club player. He's had a couple good performances for England, but he still wants to keep on pushing himself a little bit further. There's still room for improvement. And so 8 out of 10, I'd say he's somewhere around there. Overall, when he gets that vision going early on, and his kicking is phenomenal, which is something that certainly could help England in the future if he does continue developing it the way that he is. So yeah, I'd say he's a very solid player at Premiership level. He's pretty good at international level, but he has still got things that he can learn. And I feel like in 5 years' time or so, he's definitely going to be one of those top players around the world, definitely in the fly half department. As long as he keeps on doing what he's doing, that is, and keeps on looking to improve. Kicked him behind. Once again, it was Jaltema there. Second Premiership start. It's interesting that they didn't go with Danny Kerr in the starting lineup, although I wouldn't think it'd be too far off in terms of that second half coming off the bench, trying to add a bit more experience and have a bit more of an impact for the Quins. Now, the Exeter Chiefs, they are going to have themselves, or in fact, sorry, I should say it will be the Harlequins lineup. That man has a giant slushie. I actually tried a slushie today, and it was a mango slushie, which is something I hadn't had before. It wasn't bad. It was fizzy, which I was confused about because I didn't realize it would be. But yeah, that's a bit of head-on-head contact there. I don't know if he is brave enough, or should I say physical enough, says Darren. Yeah, physical's probably the better way of putting it. This looks like a serious injury. I believe his neck got snapped downwards. So, doesn't look too flash for him at the moment. Yeah, he dips his head. Oh. Yeah, that's just a crushing one. That's one. Although Ewers, does he catch him a bit high? No foul play, no. Like they're saying, he couldn't go much lower. It was just unfortunate that he caught him on the neck region while he was going down. So they are having another water break at this point in time. Yeah, because I think he's certainly brave enough to run at those big guys. He seems to do that to himself quite often. He won't shy away from the contact, but yeah, the size of him, I guess the good thing is where he doesn't have in size, he has in speed, which is normally that perfect combination of if you aren't very strong, you got to have quickness in your arsenal. And I think Marcus Smith is one of those guys. Does have just that, but currently they have got another water break, so will I. But also, while I am in it, I will show you the other Gallagher Premiership results from this round. The Wasps, they were able to get their victory over Bath on the Saturday fixture. Then the Bristol Bears winning over the London Irish, 40 points to 36. Leicester, they won 41 points to 21. Saracens, 41 to 39. And then Newcastle, they were defeated by Worcester, 39 points to 35. So there was only one side that scored less than 20 points in this round of the Gallagher Premiership at this point in time. And that was actually Newcastle. And they didn't just go under 20. They actually went under 10, and they only got the 5. Cheers. You know, when you've like had a long night of talking or just like being up, I guess, and then you get to bed in the morning, you get up in the afternoon, and then you're still awake at 4 a.m. the next morning. You ever get that feeling how like cold water is just the absolute best thing ever? Because I've got that at the moment. I think, or we have got there, everyone, do you think Simmons put a essay? Everyone, hi everyone. Do you think Simmons put a essay? Put an essay. Has that auto corrected, Maxime, or is that not too sure what you mean for that last bit? Unfortunately, sorry. And I was at club levels 10 out of 10, international levels 9 out of 10. Marcus Smith, says Nathan, and that is going to be another penalty in favour of the Harlequins. Marcus Smith goes in and taps all of his teammates on the back there, saying, good job, boys. Managed to win us another one. Not driving straight penalty, that time against Harry Williams. Getting the angle slightly wrong for that one. And also, we've got there being from Leinster. We have got there watching Munster getting battered warms my heart, says James Cody. Are they getting battered? I know that they were 3-3 the last time I checked, so I have another look and see what the score is in that one. But by the sounds of it, doesn't sound like they are doing too well. And also, an essay means a try in French. Ah, I see. Do you think Simmons puts an essay? So are we talking Joe Simmons or Sam Simmons off the bench, Maxime? And excuse me, I'm French. This Maxime, no worries at all. So, yeah, Sam Simmons or Joe Simmons? Because Joe Simmons, he's in the starting lineup. Sam Simmons, he's going to be coming off the bench in this matchup. To be honest, Joe Simmons, he's been looking very dangerous for the Exeter Chiefs throughout the last little while. And 15 points to 8, says James Cody at the moment there in the other game. And yes, thank you, says Maxime. So, yeah, I think, Joe Simmons, I want to say if he doesn't score, he'll get an assist. Have you got money on him, Maxime, or is he just one of your favourite players? Do let me know. Because that's the thing, some of these Gallagher Premiership players actually do pay quite a bit to score tries. Definitely if they aren't the ones who are scoring regularly week after week. Joe Simmons, I think with the fact that Stuart Hogg's on the bench, he may only get around 50 to 60 minutes. That's a penalty to the Exeter Chiefs. So we've got to take that into consideration that he might not get as much time out there on the park. And now that the Harlequins are starting to find their mojo, get it? Joe Simmons. I love a pun. Yeah, I think you'll get an assist, but maybe not a try for this one. And also, we have got there Bienvenue. Have I said that correctly? Probably not very good at all. For my French, I believe I only know one word, and that's hello. I feel like I need to learn a bit more French. 36 minutes in, that throw's not straight from Luke Cowan-Dickie, and now the Harlequins have got themselves another opportunity to have a bit of a scrum feed. If they can get themselves being only 10 points down going into the second half, the Harlequins, we know this from the get-go of every competition, they are a second half side. Oh, they're showing Joe Simmons at the moment. Maybe they heard us talking about him. Harry Skinner, he will be fly half for this game. Just looking through at that back line, we haven't really seen any of them score yet other than Stuart Townsend. So someone's going to score on that back line, I believe. But I think it's going to be, Jack Knoll who scores if anyone does. And that Exeter Chiefs backline, big push. Once again, going down in the front row. The advantage does not go the way of the Harlequins that time. And now it's a mistake. Who's that? It's going to be Skinner, who's running for the line. He's going to score. Okay, I guess the wrong guy, because now it is Skinner who has just gone in and got himself the try. Harvey Skinner scores it. And that's off a mistake from the Harlequins. Unfortunately, once again, a handling error lets them down. And now the Harlequins, they are going to be behind by even more going into the halftime break. Harry Skinner, though, was quick as a flash onto that one. And also we have got the bienvenue, means welcome, is Darren in there. And also we have got help, I don't understand all of what you're saying, says Maxine. That's fair enough. I do talk very quick, and sometimes it does make it hard to understand what I'm actually saying half the time. But Harry Skinner's scored, just not quite Joe Simmons at this point of the match. But Harry Skinner scores that try beautifully. And his team, they start a dogpile. I think the one thing for Harry Skinner, he just wanted to get back up. But that is actually another mistake there from Lennox Anyanwu. He has made about 3 or 4 handling errors throughout that first half, and it's dearly cost the side. I believe he's actually been responsible for 2 handling errors that have led to 2 tries. And that kick has gone over, so the punishment gets a little bit more for the Quins there. 31 points to 7 in favour of the Exeter Chiefs. Scores it nicely. Harvey Skinner, though, no one was going to be able to stop him because they already had that backline committed. And there he is, Anyanwu. He knows that one was his fault. He needs to make up for it in the second half. To be able to do so, does need to hang on to the ball. Nicely taken by the Exeter Chiefs. Now only with 1 minute left of this first half. They have already got themselves 1 point for this game minimum. They've got the 4 tries bonus point on the board. And now all they need is to just go on to win this one. Win probability at the moment, the Harlequins' win percentage is 0. I cannot quite believe that number. And I think the commentators have just said now 99%. They say there is no chance for the Harlequins to be able to win this match. I'm actually going to have a look to see what the odds are here in New Zealand. Do you think the high scores in virtuality? No, it's not virtuality. And virtually, every premiership game means that defence is a neglected art. Oh, it's a tricky one because I think it's a mixture. I would say that, yes, the defences do get it a little bit wrong at times, but the attacks are also very strong. Like the Leicester Tigers are one of those sides that are absolutely awesome when it comes to their defense. But just, yeah, it's weird because, like you said, we do see a lot of points being scored. $21 underdogs at the moment, the Harlequins are, but they have just kicked this one for the corner, so perhaps they can cut that down just a little bit. But like I mentioned, they have got them at a 0% chance of being able to win this game, which seems crazy for a side that always do better in a second half of rugby. We will go here. Right, about to throw this one in. Nicely taken Looking like they're going to get that rolling maul going here for the Munster. Or sorry, not for Munster. Munster just scored, though. I did see the notification on my phone. Looks like this ball is going to be available currently, almost going into halftime currently between the two sides. Still going backwards by just a little bit more. The Harlequins, this is looking not too bad for them now. Starts to march. Continues to make meter after meter after meter. It's looking like it's about to be available. They managed to get it out. Now, Ayanwu's been able to hang on to it. Marcus Smith looks for the cross kick. It's picture perfect out to Joe Marchant. In one-on-one defense, Joe Simmons does beautifully to be able to take him down. Still 10 meters out from the line now for the Harlequins as they look to get themselves one more try in this first half. Great driving tackle there by Capstick. We have got high from Luke. I hope you are doing very well, mate. I hope you are excited for the second half, which is just around the corner. Kittingham receives that one. The Quins, that's going to be an advantage. No, it's not. Not quite. I would have almost given it for one. For the player being in the wrong place, that's a knock on from the Exeter Chiefs. And now going into halftime, we do see a lead for the Exeter Chiefs, 31 points to 7, which does mean there's going to be a monumental comeback needed from the Harlequins in the second half. But if any side can do it, it's got to be the Quins. They are one of the best sides in the second half, the Gallagher Premiership, year after year. Now, this is going to have to be probably one of their best halves that they have had, though, because this game is just a little bit too one-sided at the moment for the Harlequins' liking. But do let me know what you thought of the first half, ladies and gentlemen. We have got about a 5 to 10 minute break or so before we get into the second half of this contest as well. But we did see quite a few tries throughout that first half for the Exeter Chiefs. They have already got themselves that bonus point. First of all, the try was from Harry Williams. Then we did see one from Stuart Townsend. Then it was Chris Chunza who did score. And then the last try was Harvey Skinner. Then just the one try for the Harlequins. That was Caden Murley, who was able to score it. But yeah, a not so ideal first half for the Quins, that is for sure. Cheers. I've almost run out of water. I've been drinking a lot of it. At club level, which nation has the best league? Without sounding biased, club level So club level, you're looking at the next level above or the next level down from provincial, aren't you? Ooh. So I know South Africa straight away, their club level is normally pretty entertaining to watch. New Zealand, they've got a pretty good one. If you consider club level being the Heartland Championship with South Canterbury and all of those type of sides, they are always very entertaining games to watch. They actually played about 2 minutes down the road in a match not too long ago, which was absolutely awesome to see. Unfortunately, didn't get to go to that game. Instead, me and George did end up doing a recording in the afternoon, but South Canterbury able to win that game 60 points to 7. Didn't get to see who scored the tries, though, but hopefully the local boys and the side, the likes of Theo Davidson, was able to get himself a try. Shout out to him. And also, we have got there from Ali High. Welcome in. Hope you are doing very well. We are at halftime in this contest, 31 points to 7 in favour of the Exeter Chiefs. Now, they came in as slight favourites for this matchup, but no one would have been expecting the start that we saw try after try after try in favour of the Exeter Chiefs. Have currently got the question of the winning team and margin for the Harlequins to win by 1 to 5. It's 41 New Zealand dollars. So that is something that a lot of people feel it's just a little bit too much to ask. Whereas the Exeter Chiefs, it's looking like the most likely result here is for them to win by 21 to 30. And that is paying $2.80 at the moment on the New Zealand TAB. Then if you want to get a little bit more specific, the most likely score that they say is Exeter Chiefs 31 to 35. That is how many points they think they will win by. I think that's wrong, though. I think it's going to be a little bit closer. The Harlequins are a second half side. I wouldn't be surprised that we do see them come back and make it a bit closer. My guess, if I had to pick how many the Exeter Chiefs are going to win by, I would say 11 to 15, if that was my prediction there. A long time since I've hung out on here. So here's Ali Hills. And that could be, we have done quite a few middle of the night games. Of course, currently sitting at 3:55 a.m. New Zealand time. Daylight saving has just kicked in, so we are an extra hour forward at the moment. But it's been a fun day overall. I did sleep for a start. Then Daniel and George ended up coming around. So I've been flat out, but it's been good fun. And tomorrow, it's exactly the same. We have got George coming around. We're going to be doing about 3 or 4 hours of video recordings. And then after that, I believe I'm going to be going to bed early, starting work at about 7:30 on Tuesday. And we're going to do it all again for the week. So fun times at the moment. But I'd say standout players for the Exeter Chiefs throughout this first half. You'd have to say, out of everyone, Alec Hepburn and also Stuart Townsend alongside them. If you had to pick one more, I would go Christ Chunza. Other than that, though, I'd say everyone else has had a relatively solid game, but nothing lighting the world on fire. Alec Hepburn, I think, was very strong throughout that first half for the Chiefs, though. Looking through at the Harlequins starting lineup, players who I feel did step up in that first half, you'd have to say be a lot harder to think about who was actually the ones who stepped up. I saw a bit of William Evans. Didn't do too badly. Marcus Smith, he had his little moments in the contest. Northmore wasn't too bad. Tyrone Green, he did all right, but then he did miss that tackle on Chunza. That did lead to another try in favour of the Exeter Chiefs. So, yeah, I'd say the scoreboard is almost justified at this point in time, just because we haven't seen any of the Harlequins players really stepping up to the level that a few of the Chiefs players have been able to find. Currently, I have got a little bit of elevator music being played in my eardrums for the Sky Sport pop-up channel. It is on Sky Sport pop-up too, so it is quite far down the rankings in terms of what is on here in New Zealand. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look through at every other channel and see why this game is, I guess, considered so low in the rankings. So there is tennis on Sky Sport Select. Okay, so some sort of tennis. There's a live final from Mazel. Makes sense. That can have a channel. Understandable. There is a Laver Cup tennis on, it is Sky Sport 1. That's actually with Novak Djokovic. Justified. Normally the rugby channel, but we will let it slide. Then on channel Sky Sport 2, it's a sailing race. Sail GP in Spain, day 2. Makes sense. Live. Not too bad at the moment. New Zealand actually sitting in first, 777 points compared to 772 at Denmark for anyone who does know anything about sailing. Then on Sky Sport 3, it is the live Pakistan versus England. Then on Sky Sport 4, it is West Indies versus the White Ferns in the cricket. On Sky Sport 5, it is live British Superbikes. There's a lot on at the moment. And also we have got there, is at halftime, and it certainly is. Currently sitting 31 points to 7 at the moment in favour of the Exeter Chiefs. Then there is a DP World Tour. What is a DP World Tour? I mean, if you told George about a DP World Tour, he would certainly think it was something else, but it is actually a bit of golf. Okay, so another live thing. There's a lot of live stuff, like I mentioned. Right, match week highlights on Channel 7. So that could have possibly had some rugby there. The Premier League channel. Sky Sport 9, they've got India versus Australia, their T20 matchup. There's a rain delay for the CPL, which is the Caribbean Premier League. The Gallagher Premiership gets the pop-up channel 2. And then also there is an NFL countdown that has taken place on ESPN. So plenty of time, or plenty of things going on at the moment here in New Zealand and all around the world. It's at halftime in all the matches. I believe there are only the 2 matches going on at this point in time, but it is going to be, one moment, I'm going to have a quick look. Munster versus Dragons. I think they are also sitting at halftime at this current point in time. One moment. It is loading. Yes, it is. So halftime in that game between the Dragons and Munster. 17 points to 15s in favour of Munster. And then the Harlequins are the only game of the Premiership that we have got. And Hamish, are you doing any live commentary on the Women's Rugby World Cup? We are hoping to. We don't know how the copyright scenario goes for the Women's World Cup compared to the Men's World Cup, but we are hoping to do quite a few of those matches, including that first opening game South Africa versus France. I feel like that could be quite an awesome game to be able to watch. And just to learn all of these new players, I feel like would be pretty awesome. So, yeah, we may end up doing... I know that on each of the days, they've got 3 on a Saturday, 3 on a Sunday. And that's kind of the pattern that they do follow throughout the whole competition pretty much, up until you get to the quarterfinal stages, etc. So with the 3 back-to-back-to-back on the Saturdays, more than likely we'll try and cover maybe 1 or 2, depending on what the plans are for the weekend. So the first day, we may end up covering all of the games on Saturday, but none of the games on Sunday, just so that we can get a little bit of a sleep in, because I believe there's also going to be the Premiership side. But I'm going to have a quick count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 of the regular pool stage games. I would say we're going to cover 5 to 10 of them. I feel like that's a pretty good number, isn't it? Do all the New Zealand's games, hopefully. Also a few of the South African women's games, because I know that we have got a bit more of a South African audience as well. So you guys from South Africa would love to hear about how they're doing. Australia's games, Fiji's games would be quite cool to be able to cover. Also, a few of those other mix and match games, such as England's games, would be quite cool. But yeah, hopefully we can cover 5 to 10 of those games out of the first 18. And then from there, the quarterfinals, semi-finals and whatnot, heading into that World Cup final. Who knows? Maybe I'll be able to convince my mum to do a bit of the commentary with me as well, due to the fact that she is, for one, a woman, and also she will be awake during those matches because they are taking place at a decent time zone for us. And I was like, whatever you say, boss, says Nathan there as well. Yeah, there are a lot of competitions starting up relatively soon. Also, the A-League going to be coming back soon. I do want to do more of that on the Kiwi Lad Sport in the future. Also, the Rugby League World Cup, I would love to be able to cover some of that on the channel. The Women's BBL would be quite cool to get a couple of those games in. The T20 Men's World Cup. Hopefully we don't get copyright struck like we did last year. Then we go into FIFA World Cup territory. And also then it is the, I believe the FIFA World Cup and the BBL. And then the Champions Cup also there. And how is Sir George keeping? He's good. He's been enjoying his job at the moment. And yeah, he's been relatively busy throughout the weeks, but he is coming around tomorrow with it being a public holiday. So we are going to be filming for a few hours. If you do want to keep up with Sir George a little bit more on the Kiwi Lads Gaming channel, you will see his face a bit more regularly than what you see it on here, as we have been filming Wii Sports videos. For anyone who does know that game, it is an oldie but a goodie. I am currently slouching down because I have sat in this chair a lot throughout these last few hours, or in fact, these last few days, and one of my ribs has gone slightly numb. So I'm stretching it out in the process of sitting here. I probably do need to get a new chair soon. Got to be good for the posture. Currently, they have still got the coverage is back after the break, which the break is still going. So hopefully the break is over relatively soon, and we do get straight into the match of the Gallagher Premiership. We've got 40 minutes left on the clock. Can the Harlequins make the biggest comeback of this season so far for them? It's going to be tricky. If they do so, though, that would certainly, it would mess up quite a bit for the Chiefs. They've got Stuart Hogg coming back off the bench. Feel like that is something that they'll certainly want to utilize in the second half. I think the Harlequins are going to get maybe about 5 times better, though, once they get the young halfback, Lewis Agijaltima, off the field. And that sounds harsh to say. He's, from what I've heard, a good player, but this is a big moment at the moment in the Gallagher Premiership season for the Harlequins. They need a massive comeback here. If they can't get themselves to win, they want at least a bonus point for being within 7. And I feel that having Danny Kerr on the field might create that opportunity. And also Sui says totally lemon. And there as well, I'm going to get out the guitar while we wait for the second half to get back underway. Does anyone have any song requests? Hopefully you say one of the 3 songs that I can actually play. There you go. And also we are having beef, Yorkshire pudding, roast potatoes, vegetables and gravy for dinner. What's your favourite, Hamish? Says Darren, as in what's my favourite out of the options that you've got there? I do enjoy a bit of beef. Haven't actually ever had a Yorkshire pudding, though. Also, depends on the vegetables. What vegetables have you got? Sounds like I'm slightly doing one of those songs where they talk. You know, one of those ones? Oops, that's a really out of tune note right there. But favourite meal in general? Ooh. I mean, everyone says pizza, don't they? But I don't know if pizza's my favourite. I feel like having a good hearty burger or having a good old barbecue. Something along those lines. Right, both sides making their way out onto the field. And come on, where's our invite? There's Nathan there. One of the sides have made their way back out on the field, so we're going to put the invisible guitar down. Hey, I've just realised something. We haven't had a single yellow card in this game, unlike the last match that we witnessed between South Africa and Argentina, where we saw 6. So that's exciting news for us there, the fact that we have had no cards. Hopefully that is the way that it stays. But the Exeter Chiefs are now back out on the park with a very good lead. And Hamish, I dinner at Darren Smith's. I'll meet you there, says Nathan. Although we don't actually know. Oh, actually, Darren, you're in England, aren't you? If I'm not wrong. So we're going to have to get a long flight, Nathan. But by the time we get there, it will be breakfast time. So hopefully he's having the leftovers for breakfast, then we're sorted. I actually learned McDonald's, because we were there today, me, George, and Daniel. I learned McDonald's have a pretty fancy burger for breakfast. I used to remember when it was just McMuffins, but Danny Kerr has made his way out onto the field. I mentioned that was a sub that they needed to make. They've made it at really about the time that they should have. I was optimistic and said I'd give the other guy another 10 minutes of the second half, but they've decided they've seen enough. And now the Harlequins just all stood there and watched that ball get back into the field of play. The Chiefs have got this one again now. 31 points to 7 up. And now another good attack and play. Townsend goes across. Almost a loose ball, but Woodburn with some good hands there. Down the wing. Christ Chunza. Good tackle on him by Joe March. And now Ewers tries to make his way through. That is Dave Ewers. Now short side. Off now marching down the wing. Christ Chunze. He loves a step, that man. Every time he gets the ball, he does the big gallop and the accelerate. Ewers with a good recycle ball straight back now. The Chiefs looking strong in the early stages of the second half. Townsend goes back across. Short ball up to Van Heerden. So hanging on to that ball. Only just the Harlequins almost able to get the turnover that they were after. Now Ewers once again going hard at the line. Nice run from Johnny Gray. This is phase after phase at the moment here. It doesn't seem like they're willing to give up this ball. Now Van Heerden, good run forward. 5 meters out. Cannot go for that ball. It's been tipped on his head. Now back across to the short side. Luke Cowan. Dickey tries to get out of it. Now Townsend tries to drive 1 meter short of the line now. But the Harlequins, it's going to be tipped over the top. Johnny Gray may consider going himself here. And he does. 1 meter short. The Chiefs, the only way they don't score here is if they make some sort of monumental error. And they have. I believe it was the player coming in from the side. Ended up costing them. They've taken the quick tap. That time it is Danny Kerr. Now Marcus Smith goes back across. Good hands in the middle. Oh, it's been dropped by Marcus Smith there. Wasn't expecting the pass. He'll be disappointed with that one. And now the Chiefs have got that attack once again. And that quick tap taken by Danny Kerr. It certainly did not work. It's going to be a flat pass. Now over the ball for the Quins. Almost turned over. Townsend dragged down. Quins are just trying the absolute best to stop Exeter Chiefs from getting any type of this attack. But now it's about a 3-on-1 out wide. The player who was injured has to get back up to his feet and try and defend. If I was the Chiefs, you go exactly out to where that player is. Now Charlie Ewers. Well, in fact, sorry, it was actually David Ewers. Now back across. Van Heerden gets closer to the line now for the Chiefs. This is going to wear down. That was a knock-on against the Exeter Chiefs, and the Harlequins have themselves the scrum feed now. And also, can you show the score? Says Totally Lemon. So it is next to me on that one. I believe it is still there anyway. Oh, no, it's not. I've still got that one. Sorry. I did have the wrong one up. There we go. I understand now why you asked if it was halftime. I do apologise for having that up throughout the whole break. There we go. It will be a little bit better. So, yeah, currently 43 minutes through, 31 points to 7 in favour of the Exeter Chiefs. A knock on there from the Exeter Chiefs. The Harlequins now have got themselves a scrum feed, but we've got another drinks break, so I better get some water once again. Ollie Woodburn, like they're talking about, the fact that he was able to get that tap back is why the Exeter Chiefs had that 3 minutes of attack, but they weren't able to make the most of it as of yet. Although the Harlequins now still deep in their 22, have to make sure that this next scrum is definitely a physical one and a very strong one as well. Going to be set. It's gone almost down in the front row. It's wheeling away. It's an advantage to the Quins. So they've got the penalty advantage at worst. It's gone over the top. Going to be taken by Joe Marchant, and they want to go back now. Oh, time off. So it is going to be the final warning. I think Tyrone Green's a little bit disappointed that they didn't allow that one to play on. Okay. Hepburn is now on an individual warning at scrum time. That is a rarity that we hear one player is the one who is really getting knuckled down, or normally it is the whole front row. They don't normally individually say this player is the one who's making all the mistakes. So if he does it again, he's going to be in trouble. It's normally if the team does it again. So yeah, Hepburn on his last warning. It's kicked downfield from Marcus Smith, currently 31 points to 7 in this contest. And like I mentioned earlier on, 26-point underdogs at the moment in the TAB stakes for the Harlequins. They still find themselves sitting at 26-point underdogs for this match. It's going to be a big run forward. Penalty now to the Harlequins again. Now, I mention it all the time. If one side scores 31 in one half, the opposition certainly has the potential of scoring 31 in the next half. Currently, the Harlequins, they are getting a few back-to-back penalties, marching their way down the field, maybe with Marchant being able to get himself a try relatively soon. But that time, Capstick was the man penalised. 5 minutes gone in the second half. And now the Harlequins got themselves another line-out throw. Walker will be putting that one in, nicely taken by the Harlequins number 4. Marcus Smith, almost a bit of a handling error there. Marchant, nice pass off. Ball on the outside to Tyrone Green. Now links up nicely with Murley, who's steaming down the wing. Inside ball to Tyrone Green. And he manages to get it down eventually. And it is a try. Man, that was good work from Luke Cowan-Dickey, though. He held him up for so long. But the Quins still able to knuckle down, get themselves over the line. And that is going to be the try for Tyrone Green. Be pretty happy with that one, that is for sure. Like I mentioned, with the TAB, they also said that 31 to 35 points was the most likely score that the Exeter Chiefs were going to be able to win by. I felt like that wasn't very accurate, though, because the Exeter Chiefs, they would have known that the Harlequins are always going to fire back in the second half. They've been able to do that now. I'm interested to see what the odds drop to now for them, rather than the $26. I don't think they'll be paying that anymore. They may still pay maybe about $13 or $18, in fact, it has adjusted to at this point in time. Tyrone Green had to really fight to get that ball down. Let's go, says Nathan. I just realised, I realised it a bit earlier on, but I've just reminded myself, of course, the Harlequins' biggest fan, or one of the biggest fans, Sebastian, is not here for this live stream. So hopefully he is enjoying this game wherever he is watching it from. That kick has gone over. So now they are $16 underdogs for the Harlequins. And they are only 3 converted tries away from the lead. In fact, they are 3 tries, 2 of which converted away from getting themselves the lead in this contest. Tyrone Green, though, He did well in the end. Luke Cowan-Dickie tried his best, put Marchant at 12. Says Nathan there, well, it could be an option because, I mean, Anyawu is not at the best game. That one's going backwards. Tyrone Green cleans up nicely. Now Marcus Smith passes across. It will be now the number 12. In fact, great short ball. And Northmore crashes forward just a little bit further. Marcus Smith, ball on the outside. The Quins looking to continue this attack and urgency that they have found themselves, although almost, I know that the crowd were asking for some sort of penalty in that case. Danny Kerr going back across. Currently 48 minutes through. And quick ball, quick meter. Says it was Nathan there. Oh, that looks like a bit of an injury here for Townsend. Round the side, Danny Kerr thought he had a decent crack. He's put the ball up to Marcus Smith, who accelerates. Now ball on the outside. Another attack and play from the Harlequins. Joe Marchant tries to steam forward. He's tackled by Ollie Woodburn. 40 metres out from the line now. Looking to get it out of that breakdown. And it is now going to just be available for the Harlequins. Only just, though. In fact, it took a long time to get it out. And geez, I said 30-27 to the Quins. And there says Ricardo. I mean, it could be a chance of 32-30. Whoa, what a ball that is from Marcus Smith. Quick hands. Tyrone Green down the wing. It's a 2-on-1. It's going to be another try for Canada Murdy. I said his name wrong. I said the South African winger's name. But Caden Murley in the second half. The Quins are one of those sides that are just going to keep on firing back. What are their odds now? This is an insane second half start for the Harlequins. They've gone from $26 underdogs to $15 underdogs to now probably sitting at about $8, if not $5 underdogs. Just try after try after try. Quick hands from Marcus Smith. Quick hands out the back line. This is sharp and this is precise. $8.50 underdogs now for the Harlequins. And once again, I'll mention 31 points to 35. Winning margin was the most popular for the Exeter Chiefs. There was no way they were winning it by that. Definitely not with the way that this Harlequins side can fire back. Eddie Jones looking as angry as ever. But Murley, surely he gets himself an English call-up if he's lucky. If he's English, that is, as well. Caden Murley, is he English? Oh, okay. Now the big guns are making their way out onto the park. Sam Simmons makes his way out onto the field now for the Exeter Chiefs. Now, there's no Alex Dombrand in this game for the Quins. Nicely taken by Tyrone Green. Great tackle by Ollie Woodburn. And now, I'd have to say, the impact has really come from Danny Kerr and Marcus Smith. That combination of Marcus making all the calls. Says Nathan there. And now Van Heerden also coming off the field. That is for Jenkins and Sam Simmons on the field for David Ewers. That one's gone up high. Going to be a hard one to take. Joe Simmons almost wrestled into touch, but Woodburn now cleans it up. Goes across. Sam Skinner told to run it straight, although he runs it straight into those Harlequins defenders. Back across. Trying to sell that slight dummy with the big forwards for the Exeter Chiefs. Now, they are still 10 points up at the moment in this contest, so you'd have to say they still have a decent chance of being able to do very well here. But they do need to make sure that they continue to get it right. There's actually been a sub there for the Exeter Chiefs as well. That's a nice little sell on a dummy to make it a bit further forward. So that is actually Sam Maunder who is out there on the park. I wonder what stage they decide to give Stuart Hogg a bit more of a run round for the Exeter Chiefs. Now Maunder goes short side off to Sam Simmons. He's breaking for it. Wilco Lowe just tackles him hard. Maunder goes back across. Big shot put in. Time. It was Jack Yandel. Johnny Gray. Nice tackle made on him. The Harlequins player manages to just roll away in time. Now back across. It will be Hepburn. One more. Gray hands there. Sam Simmons down the wing. Who can stop him? No, certainly not whoever that was. That was Danny Kerr, who's just managed to make him slow down enough by running over the top, and the Harlequins get themselves the penalty. Right, Danny Kerr wants to take this one quickly. Wasn't able to get Yandel out of it, though. And now I believe the Quins will be able to kick this one for touch. They're such a strange side to watch, the Harlequins. I'll say it right now. I think this is why they're such an entertaining team at the same time, though. They were down 31 points to 7, but then they just end up going out there and continuously attacking the more and more that they do it as well. It seems to be the more they get used to losing a game at halftime to go on to win it. Now, that's not saying they're going to beat the Exeter Chiefs here, but the way they've been going with their try after try after try, they are only one try away from getting themselves the bonus point here now too. And in the second half, it is 14-0 in terms of the points that have been scored in comparison between the Quins and the Chiefs. Now, line out. It's going to be an important one once again for Jack Walker. He's actually done very well throughout this game. Okay, the coach of the Chiefs has just been he's just been asked the question, what has happened, pretty much, I guess is the best way of wording it. Now, Walker looking to throw this one in straight for the Harlequins. 24 points down now, 10 points behind, says Nathan. And yeah, they just continue to do it. That wasn't straight though. So that is the first time that Walker has not got one of those straight. Unfortunately, I jinxed him badly there, so I apologize to him for that because I just said how straight his lineouts had been. Or I was thinking it anyway. I don't actually know if I actually said it out loud. Right, Kenny making his way out onto the field. James Kenny, that is replacing Alec Hepburn. Now the scrum feed will be in favour of the Exeter Chiefs. 53 minutes through this contest. There is still 27 minutes left to make up 10 points for the Quins. And there is still plenty of time left for the Exeter Chiefs to be able to extend the lead. It looks like Jack Walker's actually going to be going off the field now. That is going to be for George Head. But Hepburn actually got the round of applause for coming off the field. So that tells you how well he actually played out there on the park. Does look like it's going to be George Head, like I mentioned, making his way out onto the field to join up with the front row for the Harlequins. Now, Danny Kerr certainly has changed this game around for the Quins. Him and Marcus Smith are two peas in a pod, the way that they think about what's going on in the back line. Then you chuck a youngster out on the wing like Murley. You have Marchant in there as well. And they all just seem to be on the exact same page. They do have to use that one. They've gone off the back with Big Sam Simmons. And 10:26 Sunday morning in Arkansas, USA. Are these two teams located in the UK? They certainly are. Both English sides in the Gallagher Premiership. And both very entertaining sides to watch. So yeah, hope you are doing well, Kermit. Actually a decent hour of the day for yourself for this live stream, rather than some of those other ones for the Kiwis that we have had in the past. Now off the back, Capstick does get tackled low, gets back up to his feet as he was not held. Now Maunda goes off to the short side. Good low tackle made. That's a knock on from Woodburn. Tap back, and it's become a penalty, in fact, has it? No, has it? Just a knock on. Woodburn makes a little mistake there. Almost Joe is the comment there. So I think they were hoping that they had themselves an offside advantage to be able to then use that penalty, but pretty much the player wasn't quite in front, so it does mean it just remains as the scrum. And now the Harlequins have got themselves another attacking opportunity. Now, the big thing that we did see earlier on was the fact that they go Marcus Smith, and then straight behind him, about 5 meters or so there, it was the man in a number 15 jersey, Tyrone Green. Did you see all 4 South African teams won this weekend? Says Yanri. Now, I did. I was surprised at that first game for the Sharks, though. Zebre were really pushing them throughout that contest, but they were able to dig deep and win it by that narrow margin. The Bulls also winning by a narrow margin in their game. I think the Stormers, they won relatively comfortably, didn't they? They got themselves the bonus point. What was the score in Lions Ospreys? I'll have a quick look now. Another line break for the Harlequins. Doesn't look like they've got the pass yet. Oh my goodness, he's got pace, and the Harlequins score again. They've done it 3 times in a row. And this is happening in England. Which region, says Coding? So this game is an Exeter Chiefs home game at Sandy Park. I wouldn't be able to tell you what region, though, unfortunately. I'm not too good at my English geography, sadly. But yeah, it is an Exeter Chiefs home game, if that helps at all. And also, how are the Dragons doing against Munster? They are currently in their game. One more. The Dragons, they are 15 points to 17 down at the moment. The Lions beat the Ospreys 26 or 27-28. So, yeah, the Stormers, the defending champs, were the only side who won comfortably and didn't have their opposition having a losing bonus point. So I guess it's all about warming up, getting back into it. But, yeah, South Africa looking strong in the early stages of the URC. That is another try, though. That time, it was insane acceleration from, I believe that was Luke Northmore, just took off. And the thing is, he didn't look like he was going to be that quick. And then he pinned his ears back, got those strides going, and he just blew everyone out of the water. Harlequins, 26 points to 31. The comeback of dreams. Can they keep this momentum up? They are now $3.20 underdogs. In fact, that was before they had scored that try as well. And your Stormers bet Connacht 40 points to 15. Says Jan Renell. What a game of rugby we have had here. We have already had 57 points scored. Exeter Chiefs had a dream start to the match. Harlequins are having a dream second half. Marcus Smith narrowly has got that kick over, and it's a 3-point contest. This has been 21 unanswered points. And Hamish, will rugby be part of the 2024 Paris Olympics? I don't believe so, but rugby sevens will, just not rugby union. So, yeah, Harlequins, $3.50 underdogs at this point in time in the contest. It's very, very interesting. See how it does end up going in the near future. Oh, it's going to be a knock-on from Danny Kerr, is it? No, has gone backwards. Still available for the Quins. Referee, once again, has a bit of a cough going. Did have it in the first half. He got rid of it near the end of it. And like they just said, it's a ridiculous game of rugby. It's just one of those things that rugby is a game that's built on momentum. That's Stuart Hogg now out on the field for the Exeter Chiefs. They feel that maybe he is the guy that can turn it around Australia, cost the Box the championship. No wonder no one likes them, says Yanri now. Although in a way, you'd have to also blame Argentina. They fought back well up against the Springboks and did not allow the Springboks to get that massive win that they were after. Because theoretically, the Springboks, they should have been able to beat Argentina by 39. Definitely with the way that they were attacking, the fact that they got Argentina penalised 22 times throughout that contest. They just needed to get it a little bit more right. Round the side now. Back across for the Exeter Chiefs. Good shot put on by Marcus Smith. The counter ruck now. Trying to play at the ball. It's going to be the Harlequins penalty as well. Now it's a double blow of the whistle. Time off. There is a player injured, but the Harlequins, if I'm them, I'm kicking for the corner and I am continuing. Okay, so Danny here in that one. So, yeah, Danny Keir, he got called over to the referee, and they pretty much said during that one, the next player who comes over and screams at me, it's going to be a penalty reversed. And then Danny Keir went, am I captain now? And the referee went, yep. And Danny Keir was like, all right, cool. And your front say missed 3 times at the 5-metre line, says Jan now. So, yeah, unfortunately for the Springboks, they had their chances. They just weren't able to take them. And, yeah, I don't know whether that was down to the pressure or whether it was just down to how well Argentina were able to counter at times throughout that match. Harlequins, 31 points to 28 down at the moment. How has this happened? This is the kind of game that you don't even mind staying up till 4:30 a.m. New Zealand time for. They went from $26 underdogs. Man, I wish I had more than like 2 cents in my TAB account because I would have backed them if I did. Now, the Harlequins to win, still only 18% chance that the Harlequins win, which is massive because they're only 3 points down. They've won a penalty on the halfway line. I think that win probability marker is all off for this match. Like the Harlequins, I would say for me at the moment, a draw is about, like they've got about the 6%, but I'd say Harlequins about maybe 38%, Exeter 56%. If you were going to go a little bit closer, they're still in it. And I feel like I would think that would be a lot closer. But the Box and the All Blacks are clearly the best team so far in the South. And World Rugby, says Yanri now. And thanks, maybe the Dragons could just edge Munster, says Boulders and Steel. And that would be a massive win, wouldn't it, for the Dragons, that we're able to get the win. It's a shame that they aren't showing that game in New Zealand. I wish I could watch it alongside this one, that I could see exactly what was happening in it. But I have got the score updates on my phone. Currently, Munster versus Dragons. They did actually, compared to this game, they have had no points scored in the second half of that contest. This point in time, currently, we have still got that neck injury, so 22 minutes left. They just want to make sure that the player is all right. Looking at that player safety welfare as well. Yeah, 22 minutes left. I can't get over how quickly the Harlequins have made up those points that they had to. They are $2.90 underdogs. For the Harlequins to win this game it's just incredible, really, the difference. Okay, the player is back up to his feet by the sounds of it, which is awesome news. Now, looks like his or his afternoon, I should say, seeing as it is in England, his afternoon is actually going to be over. So because of that, they are going to have to make a change. Okay, Santiago Garcia Bota. Does he make his way out onto the field? No. It is actually going to be, I believe it's actually Walker who has to make his way back out onto the field now. He's only just finished his shift, and straight away he's going to have a line-out throw here, possibly. Oh. Have they got a hooker here? Now, this is a changing big moment for the Harlequins, because Head has gone off the field and Kirod has gone on. Okay, so because there is an HIA of Walker and there is an injury for George Head, it does mean that it will be 15 on 15. Everything is still contested. Wait, what did he just say? Okay, uncontested scrums for the rest of the game, but they still have the line-out throw that they have to get right for the Harlequins. So I'm interested to see who gets the line-out. It's Joe Marchant. Joe Marchant, welcome in. Oh, it's been stolen straight away. And the Exeter Chiefs, this is the kind of moment that they needed. That's got to be a turnover penalty for the Harlequins. Yes, it is, and this is a kickable 3 if they want it. Although Danny Kerr may consider the quick tap now. No, he doesn't. So Joe Marchant, his line-out throw, it didn't look too bad, but they just managed to line it up very quickly. It was a great jump from Chinza, but they managed to win the penalty. Yeah, that was a good line-out from Joe Marchant. It was straight. It just didn't end up quite finding the man that he was after. But anyone who was tuning in just now, what I was mentioning before is the fact that the scrums are uncontested throughout this matchup. So if you're Exeter, you probably don't like that too much, because at the end of the day, they were relatively decent pushing in those scrums. This is uncontested, which does mean it is going to be now the Harlequins with the scrum feed on the 22-metre line, and they're looking for another big attack here with 21 minutes left on the clock. Now rolling this one back. Danny Kerr goes to Marcus Smith short. This is going to be Northmore going through. It's the try for the Quins, and it's another one that they've been able to score. They take the lead for the first time in this contest from being 26 or so, or 24 points down. Luke Northmore, his second try, and the Quins are now leading with 20 left on the clock. So an effective choice to be able to go for that scrum uncontested at Lewis and the 8 players. The set play of the Quins has been looking brilliant. That tackle was not brilliant from Jack Knoll. Did end up missing it. And now means that the Quins have got themselves the 33 points with a nice easy kick to come. They're going to be on 35 in a very short moment. They have scored a massive amount of points in this second half. Marcus Smith gets the kick over. It's just something's clicked. I don't know what happened in the changing sheds, but whoever gave them the halftime speech signed them up for England's coach, and these guys are winning the World Cup, if that was the case, of course. all speculation at this point in time. But Harlequins at half-time, something's happened. And they've gone out there and they are absolutely firing. They are now favourites to win this contest, ladies and gentlemen. It has completely shifted from what we saw in the last little while. But inside of their own 22 now, Danny Kerr goes back across. Like they've said, 21 second half minutes, and the Harlequins have been able to get themselves 28 points in that time. Danny Kerr kicks it way downfield. Stuart Hogg, does he want to take it quickly? He considers, but he does decide against it. Now, last 6 penalties conceded, it's all been Exeter, which is something they certainly need to watch out for in the near future of this game. That one was not straight, and that means uncontested, which means the Quins can go for another one of their set plays that we have seen repeatedly throughout the last little while. Okay, uncontested scrums, like I mentioned. Do let me know, ladies and gentlemen, who's winning this game? Will the Harlequins be able to keep on scoring and get themselves a little bit more of a lead, or will it be the Exeter Chiefs who are able to break this momentum that has just been an absolutely dominant half from the Harlequins? Ball available at the back. Danny Kerr now going across. Handling's going to be important. Marcus Smith goes off to Tyrone Green. Goes for the kick in behind. Marching, running hard. In fact, it's going to be Murley. Now Woodburn tackled inside of his 22. Now the Exeter Chiefs, they've been able to cover that one pretty well. Do need Sam Simmons to charge forward. The Harlequins are almost able to get themselves that turnover. It looks like Maunder is calling for his big forwards to get there and protect them at this point in time. Counter ruck from the Harlequins. It's going to become the penalty for Exeter, though. I believe they went in through the side. That was against the number 5. That's going to be lucky for the Exeter Chiefs at this point in time. 63 minutes gone. Kicked for touch from, it was Henry Slade for that one. They're just showing Jack Maunder's position for that rolling maul try. Well, not the rolling maul try, sorry, the set play try that we did see from them not too long ago. But this has been one of the, I guess, the more epic ones that we have seen in recent times of rugby. The rolling maul starts for the Exeter Chiefs. They have been told to use it once. Now back across on the halfway line. Now the Quins are 44% chance of being able to win. It's gone across to Hepburn. In fact, sorry, it's Woodburn. Breaking on the outside, moving up to 22 metres out. Northmore straight in there, almost able to get that turnover penalty. Now back across for the Chiefs. Stuart Hogg might be looking to join the line relatively soon. Samuel Slade tries to get up, go again. I think he was held, but they are going to be playing on just for now. Backline, Noel is playing first receiver, unable to get the turnover there, though, for the Harlequins. Now, once again, it will be Woodburn. Crashes hard at the line. Maunder back across. Like they are saying, there are 16 minutes left in this contest, and the Exeter Chiefs, they have not scored a single point in the second half. The Harlequins have been having all of the fun, you'd have to argue. Now, will be Will Stewart driven backwards. In fact, sorry, it is Patrick Schickerling who did have that ball. Johnny Gray now 40 metres out. Phase after phase opening up for the Exeter Chiefs. They need a gap. Sam Skinner almost able to find it. Did he knock that ball on the ground? The Harlequins, though, they've got one hand on the ball, and it's got to be... No. I thought it was going to be the turnover, but not quite. And also, wait, Quins now leading. Oosh, I missed those tries by the Quins, and Ridiculous says no, yeah. Crazy second half so far. Now Chunza down the wing. Beautiful step. A great tackle made by the Harlequins. The Harlequins inside centre. Now down he goes for Sam Simmons. 9 phases in a row. Schickling with the short ball. They aren't giving up yet. Maunder tries to snipe. He's been pushed down hard. Marcus Smith manages to just roll out of the way there. Schickling plays half. Once again, now back. They've got numbers on the outside if they get this drawn past right, but they've just taken a bit too long. Stuart Hogg got selfish with it. Tried to go through, and not only that, he's almost given away the penalty in the process. Now the Chiefs, Up to 15 phases in a row. The Harlequins, though, they give away the penalty. 100% Mafia there says no. And also we can imagine ZA or South Africa clubs win the URC every season, says Nathan. Phases in the opposition, 22. We have seen 42 times that the Exeter Chiefs have had the phase play. Right, do they take the 3 here or do they go for the corner? It looks like they want the corner as their option. Henry Slade is going to be kicking this one for the corner. This is a big call, but if they get it right here, that is something they will certainly be keen on. Right, 5 meters out from the line. In fact, it's going to be closer to 10. Henry Slade not happy with it now. They have had quite a few wonky lineouts throughout the last little while. This time, Yandel has to try and get this one right. It's uncontested scrums at the moment in the contest as well. That one's gone in. It's a good take. And now the Harlequins have to try and defend it. They have been told to use it once already. Don't change. Now starts to open up for the Chiefs. On to this one quite nicely. Now short ball. It's going to be Witten. We haven't seen him too much throughout the contest as of yet. Now back across. I think Harlequins were close to being offside. Schickerling, he scored it. That is a try for Schickerling. Marcus Smith, he went for the rip rather than going for the tackle, and it's cost him big time because I believe that's going to be the try back for the Exeter Chiefs now. And come on, Munster, says Connor. And when he's trying to do a goose step down the sideline, says Nathan. I think Marcus Smith has made a big mistake. I think he's got this one, but they're going to have a look at it. So Marcus Smith, rather than going for the tackle attempt, does try and strip it. Oh, I think he propels himself. I think he might have kneed the ground. Oh, he crawls. He crawls forward. That's going to be a no try. Unlucky for Schickerling. The crowd are cheering, but I believe he has crawled. The try is good. Oh, that's a big call. Now, Exeter Chiefs, they've scored themselves their first try of the second half. They have got the lead back in this matchup. And also, we got their Munster, says Nathan in there as well. But now 13 minutes left. Patrick Schickerling, 7th try in 14 Premiership matches. That is impressive for a tight head prop, definitely when he comes off the bench. Now, what's the question of whether or not he did propel himself forward and crawl? I think it's one of those ones that easily could have gone either way. Although Margin let go, it's a tricky one. But they have given it as a try for Will Stewart, who was getting his face scratched by Yandel. Giving him a bit of a face wipe there. Now the kick of Henry Slade. Now he wasn't happy with that kick that he did go, or did do towards the corner. Will he be happy enough with this one? Yes, he will. It has gone over. And now that's going to give a 3-point lead back to the Exeter Chiefs. Right. Firing back. Like they're saying, the Harlequins, they are on 35-38 for the Exeter Chiefs as the month's match over. I believe they are still going at this stage. I'll have a quick look and see how it is sitting. But White is going off the field for the Harlequins. That is going to be Juravicius making his way out onto the field. But $3.50 underdogs for the Harlequins at this stage of the contest. All right, Exeter Chiefs now looking for a bit of a step round the side onto the ball there for the Harlequins. I think about 4 players joined from the side of the breakdown. I think it's just the angle, though. Back across. Harlequins need to try and get this one back. Stormers Heineken Champions Cup 2023. Says not your everyday cultist. Looks like the Exeter Chiefs are going to get the ball back for this box kick of Maunder. Oh, okay, the replacement hooker, so it's going to be uncontested scrums for the rest of the contest, but that also means they don't have a hooker at the moment. Nice take from Tyrone Green. Danny Kerr passing it across. It looks like the Quins trying to march this one out of their own half. So Munster currently in their game are 17 points to 15 up over the Dragons. Johnny Gray didn't quite have his footing under him for that one. Big shot on Kenningham. Driving backwards. Christ Chinza tries to get on the ball. Back across Marcus Smith, the little chip and chase. Marchant is there. The quick hands, it's beautiful stuff from the Quins. Looking for the link up. Oh, it's a drop. No, it's not. He's managed to regather. So now it is play on. Just for now, the counter-ruck, that is leaving the feet, and that is quite a cynical penalty. That's going to be a double blow of the whistle and a yellow card. We'll get ours out. There we go. That is the card for the number 12 there. I believe it was Ian Whitten who went in off his feet cynically to slow that one down and make sure that they weren't able to get that one going quick. The Harlequins 100% are going for a scrum here now. The chip over the top. Marchant was there. Nice inside ball to the man who's already scored 2 tries in the match. It was great work from Murphy to be able to regather it. Oh, sorry, Murley, I should say. And then Whitten dives in over the top. Didn't manage to regather. So due to that, it is the yellow card. Like they're saying, he knows exactly what he is doing as the Munster match over. It is not yet, but I'm not actually sure what the time is in the Munster match. Now Marcus Smith, the cross kick, just needs it to bounce up. Joe Marchant, he's done well. He's somehow kept himself in the field of play, I believe. What are we checking? The ball has not gone over the line. The Harlequins take the lead back. And now it's 40 points to 38. I don't think my brain can handle the rest of this game. It is absolutely incredible. And also, no, they have not won yet, Connor. They are now down 20 points to 17 as there has just been a try in the 71st minute of their game. But the cross kick from Marcus Smith, the ball just stays in the field of play. Marchant does beautifully to tap it back in like he was taking a catch out on a cricket boundary. And now, it's great work. Wait, hang on. Time off. They want to check this one again. Nah, that's fine. For Joe Marchant. Yep. That is a try every day of the week. Commentator has just said that is a hell of a finish. And that is a very good way of wording it, I guess you could say. The Harlequins now $1.12 as the favourites in this one. The odds have been a seesaw, and this match has been a seesaw of emotions, I'm sure, for both of these sides. Marcus Smith, this would be a massive kick to get over because this would give them enough of a lead that the Exeter Chiefs cannot just take a penalty. Dragons in the lead, says Boulders and Steel, and our try, says Nathan, and the try from Nathan a bit earlier on as well. Right, Marcus Smith, he's got it. What a kick that is. Now the Chiefs, to be able to win this game, need a try. It doesn't have to be successfully converted, but they need to try and keep themselves in this game, even though they are playing with less men out on the field. We have seen a total of 80 points in this game, and it doesn't seem like it's slowing down. This kick has to go long if you are. No, they try the short kickoff, and it's taken by Tyrone Green. I don't necessarily agree with that tactic. I would have thought the long kickoff was the way to go. Get them to kick it back to you. Then you have an opportunity to attack. But it looks like they might have that option anyway with Danny Kerr rolling this ball back for the box kick. 80 plus, says Connor there. Danny Kerr puts it up high. Stuart Hogg lines it up. Rush from Joe Marchant. Misses the tackle, though. Now the Harlequins trying to get in on the halfway line. Maunda goes back across to Yandel. Currently on the halfway line. I assume the Exeter Chiefs, they'll be looking to attack this extremely hard. It's a nice tackle made by the inside centre. Maunda goes back across. Looks like those big forwards aren't looking for those passes. As of yet, almost on the ball. But the Exeter Chiefs have still got a Marcus Smith fire there from Nathan. It looks like they do want to go to the short side. Nice ankle tap from Marcus Smith. Maunda once again goes back. This game is, like I mentioned, just absolutely incredible seeing these two sides go back and forth. That's a knock on from Will Stewart. In fact, it's Schickling, and now it's the advantage. The referee was in the way, but it is play on just for now for the Harlequins. This will use up plenty more time. That's off the feet. That's cynical. No, he's got away with it. And I can't believe this game, says James Newton. Yeah, it is absolutely incredible to see how it has gone, I believe. Are they going to go back? No, they won't go back for the advantage. I believe Marcus Smith will regret that one now. Now Danny Kerr straight on the ball, unable to get it. A counter ruck from the Quins. Almost turning it over, but Maunda has still got this one. Back across One more. Stuart Hogg goes across now to Henry Slade. Jack Noel on the outside, looking to step through. He's a dangerous player, Jack Noel. Now the Chiefs, they may have a man disadvantage, but they have not lost heart in this matchup. Maunda now back across to Stuart Hogg. Quick hands on the outside. Skinner trying to skim his way through the defensive line. Noel plays half. One more pass across. It was flat, but it is still going to be a legal one. It was almost a knock-on in the breakdown. The Harlequins with the counter-ruck once again. Who has got it? It's Ollie Woodburn. Almost having that ball ripped away from him as well. Now the Harlequins straight over the ball. It's going to be the advantage to the Exeter Chiefs here, though. And they will now have the opportunity to kick for the corner. This game is insane, to say the very least. The 27th kick this match is now going to be taking place, and it's insane to know how many times we have seen it. Henry Slade kicking for the corner. Hasn't quite found it the absolute best that he would have liked it to, but it's still a decent enough kick downfield. 75 minutes through. Like they're saying, this line out is so important. If the Harlequins don't get this right here, good throw. The Exeter Chiefs, now they start to march forward again. It's going to be play on. The Harlequins have stripped it. And now they've got another attacking opportunity. Danny Kerr goes back into the pocket to Marcus Smith, just looking to clear it downfield. And he has been able to find the touchline. Now 4 minutes left of that yellow card. I don't believe he'll get a huge amount of time. Maybe like 10 seconds if he's lucky. My heart's racing at the moment for both of these sides. I feel like this is one of those make or break moments. Maybe not just for this match, but of the Gallagher Premiership for both of these teams. The rolling maul is good for the Exeter Chiefs. Like they're saying, at one point of this match, they were 21% up in this match. Or sorry, not 21% up, but they were up by a lot of points. And also, they had a 0% chance that the Harlequins would win the match on the win predictor, which I couldn't quite believe because the Harlequins are a second half side, and they have proven just that. Sam Simmons, nice work there. Joe Marchant almost getting himself the turnover. But at the moment, the Chiefs, they could swipe this victory right at the end if Woodburn does get this run right. He's gone through up to the 22-metre line now. The Harlequins under pressure. Oh, that's got to be a play on for Joe Marchant. He's been able to get the turnover. And now, with only 4 points difference between these two sides, 20 points to 17, says Connor. Has that game between Munster ended yet, Connor? Do let me know. I'm going to have a quick look as well, just to see what I can find out. Now, Danny Kerr has to kick it downfield. This time, he does just find touch with it. Jack Noel takes it quickly. They want to keep this one alive. Now Stuart Hogg starting to find a gap. Here he goes, the Scotsman. He's bumped off Marcus Smith. He's hanging on to it nicely. Murley and the Quins. Do they get over the ball? They've got the turnover in the process as well. It looks like their team is absolutely shattered at the moment. But Marcus Smith kicks it downfield. He wanted the 50-22. What a catch from Woodburn there. Taking it above his head and takes it absolutely brilliantly. Now these Exeter Chiefs, they've still got a chance here. Sitting 78 minutes in, Schickling. This might be their last attack of the game, though. They want the advantage, that is for sure. That will make these last couple minutes a lot easier. Brilliant tackle. Momentum trying to shift a little bit more. Counter ruck from the Exeter Chiefs. Who's got it? It's going to be a Quinn scrum feed with 2 minutes left on the clock. And it becomes a penalty. 21. Who was that? Sam Maunda, I think, might have just turned it from a scrum feed to a penalty, and that is due to his misconduct out there. He was abusing the ref, I believe it was for. Time is off. There is 1 minute 30 left on the clock now. You'd have to say the Harlequins maybe, just maybe, have been able to be victorious here. The number of phases, we have seen 155 from the Exeter Chiefs compared to the 79 of the Harlequins. But that just shows you do not need phase play to be able to score tries. You need line breaks and you need effective players in that back line. And that is what we've seen in the second half from the Quins. Now with just 1 minute 15 left, they are walking up to the line out, trying to use up as much time as physically possible. 1 minute left. Marchant on the line out throw. He got his last one wrong, unfortunately. Can he get that one right? No, it's stolen once again by the Exeter Chiefs. Woodburn sells the dummy. I'm not sure about that. He's just committed himself back into the middle of pretty much the bunch of the Quins. Now the Exeter Chiefs. What's the plan here? It looks like they want to go back into the pocket. Use Joe Simmons, who normally makes a few meters in the process. I don't think they've got enough time to kick this one downfield. They've only got 30 seconds left on the clock, and it's a counter ruck as well from the Harlequins. Trying to disrupt it just a little bit more. Chinza uses that ball. Yandel has a carry. They need to go 95 meters here. The best case scenario is a penalty advantage, but I don't think they're going to get it just yet. Now another big run from Sam Simmons. Certainly the man who's going to get them out of a tough predicament here. The back line starts to open up. Jack Knoll, man on the outside, down the wing is Stuart Hogg. He's going to be driven backwards, throws the ball back in play. A lot of pressure from the Quins. Have they collapsed over that breakdown, though? No. It is going to be play on. Short ball from Schickerling. And great work from Jack Knoll to keep it on their side. That is going to be the full-time hooter sounding, which now means if the Harlequins can get the ball, they win this game. If the Exeter Chiefs get themselves a try, they will win. Now Simmons gives it off. It was a hospital pass to Stuart Hogg. It almost ended up going wrong. The Harlequins look for the turnover, unable to do so. Now, wide cut-out pass out to Chinza. This time, he doesn't try the step. Chinza still driving forward. Marchant springs back up to his feet. Doesn't get the turnover, though. The Chiefs looking to steal this one when they have got a very high chance of losing it from here. Looking for the offload up. Over the top pass. Stuart Hogg in space. He's got Schickerling on his outside. He doesn't use him yet. Now he does. And Schickerling, he's going to back himself on the outside. The big prop gets back up. Goes again. Just manages to stay in the field of play. Exeter move up to the 22. This is one of the most insane final moments of a game I think you'll ever see. They've got numbers on the outside here. Now Woodburn, one more pass out to Chinza. He's going to go to the corner. And Exeter Chiefs have won it. They want to check a forward pass. It's been awarded, though. Oh, no, double blow of the whistle. They're going to check this one. This is either going to be a forward pass and the Harlequins win, or a backwards pass and the Chiefs win the contest. And high-scoring game. Anyway, cheers, my guy. Take care. Says Nathan, although it's not over yet, we may not know the result just at this very moment. I think I woke up probably everyone in my house, but luckily my voice is almost gone from the other days. On-field decision is a try, so it needs to be clear and conclusive that this one has gone forward. Now, what's the pass from Stuart Hogg to Patrick Schickerling? I think that's fine. I think that's completely fine. From that first angle, I think that's gone backwards. It's flat, and I think because on-field decision is tried, that's going to stand, and the Exeter Chiefs, I think, will win this. That's my opinion. I think that's what they'll go with. But the thing is, they may not. Currently, at the moment, my coverage is frozen. I think the game has malfunctioned. And yep, not over yet, says Nathan. This game has been anything but stale. My brain can't quite handle what has gone on in this matchup. Currently, I'm having to skip forward in 5-second increments because my Sky Sport coverage has frozen. What are they deciding? The referee's running over. One moment. I've got to do it by stop frame. Referee's still going. He's given it as a try, and the Exeter Chiefs have won this game, I believe. Yes, they have. I had to watch it like it was a stop-motion movie that you used to make out of like Lego and whatnot. But what a finish to the contest. The Exeter Chiefs steal it in the jaws of defeat. They've been able to fight back, and they have been able to win this contest up against the Harlequins. And for the Quins, that will be a disappointing end to this contest. They were so close, yet so far away, with just that final moment try going the way of the Exeter Chiefs. So the Dragons, they were able to beat Munster 23 points to 17. The Chiefs, they still have a conversion. You will never see a finish like this. I don't think we'll see another game as intense and as unpredictable as this game in the Gallagher Premiership this year. That is a prediction, and that is probably going to be a reality, because the fact that we did see 85 points scored in this one, and then also alongside those 85 points, let's not forget, Exeter Chiefs had a 31-7 lead at halftime. That kick has missed, so it is 85 points. Henry Slade let us down there, not making it 87. In fact, it was Sam Skinner who had that kick. But that man is the man of the match for me, and that is Christ Chunza. He did extremely well. The Exeter Chiefs, they've done extremely well winning this game 39-40. My voice is disappearing. Now, I will mention that scoreboard is 100% wrong. That is not the score, ladies and gentlemen. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my nerdy stuff. See if I can do it. How do I do it? I don't remember how to do it. Do I go like that, like that, like that? Is it like that? That? How do I do it? I don't actually remember how to do it. I was going to change it so that it actually said the right amount, because that is not the right amount. The Harlequins did not win this game, which is something to take out of it. And, well, solid commentary at the best, the Kiwi lads. Or at its best, the Kiwi lads. Yeah. I lost my mind at the end of that game. Deep breaths needed, isn't it? You don't get finishes like that. The Harlequins, they were down by a lot. They fought back. They got the lead. They then managed to somehow give away that last one. The thing is, Exeter Chiefs, there we go. That is right. That is what we were expecting to see. The Exeter Chiefs, they were down a man in those final moments. They had to go 95 meters. They did that. Will Schickling, or his name's not even Will. I keep on calling him Will, but it was actually Schickling at number 18. He ran like he was a winger next to Stuart Hogg, and he kept up with him to be able to take that contact, backline movement. Chunza in the corner, right click, inspect element, edit the HTML to change the score, says the big VHO. Luckily, did you hear that crack? They have done it for me. This game was insane. I feel for Sebastian, though, because I know he is a big Harlequins fan. He wasn't here for this match. He's going to see what the score was and probably be disappointed. But if he watches this game, that's one of those matches that will be replayed for a long time, I would think. How am I supposed to sleep? It's 5 a.m. here in New Zealand. I've probably woken the whole house with my excitement from that try, but how does one sleep after watching a game of rugby with 85 points scored, the Exeter Chiefs scoring a last-minute try in the 83rd minute to be able to secure the deal? You don't sleep, do you? You just stay up for the day. But I have got a recording session with George tomorrow, so that will be the plan. Do a bit of recording with him. We can finish our water now. I didn't have much of it in the second half. That might be why the voice started cutting out at the end. Water, eh? Gotta love it. What a game that we have just seen. Both sides deserve to win. Both sides deserve the bonus point. And luckily, both sides, I mean, the Harlequins, they don't walk away empty-handed. They will walk away with 2 points compared to the 5 of the Exeter Chiefs. So it's not all doom and gloom for the Harlequins in this matchup. Although when you fight back that well, you feel like you deserve a couple more than just the 2 points. But that will push them up to sitting in 6th on the table ahead of the London Irish. Exeter, with the 5 points, they will actually move up. And interestingly enough, they will be just a little bit behind the Bristol Bears on points differential. They will have a plus 20 points differential there, winning 3 from 3, the one of 2 sides to be able to do so in the Gallagher Premiership. Quickly before we go, though, we're going to look through at next week's fixtures, see who plays who If it was Bristol versus Exeter, that would be an absolutely awesome clash once again in the Premiership competition. But I think this is why I have to stay up till hours of the morning to watch these Gallagher Premiership games. How could you miss one of these matches? When you wake up and you see the score and you see it was this, you go, oh, I missed a classic. So Newcastle will be playing the Bristol Bears next week. Harlequins have got Northampton on the Monday night fixture once again at the same time and same place as we were for this one, which is, of course, the Kiwi Lads channel and also the background. Twickenham Stoop. It's when that one is going to be taking place. But this game was actually at Sandy Park. So the Exeter Chiefs, they were able to win it. So I guess in a way that win predictor that ridiculously had the Harlequins with a 0% chance of winning were correct because they didn't win, but still looked like they had a pretty good chance throughout a majority of the matches. I just see next week, Saracens versus Leicester. And that is on the Sunday morning. That could be an interesting fixture to take place. When? Oh, okay, the next week, Bristol versus Exeter. That's a 7:45 p.m. game or 7:45 a.m. game here in New Zealand on the Saturday. I've just realized due to daylight saving, all of these games, rather than taking place at 2 a.m. and also 6:45 a.m. are actually 7:45 a.m. games. So that kind of works in my favor because 7:45 is not as weird of a time as 6:45 because I ain't that keen on getting up at 6:45 on a Saturday, but we've done it many times in the past. And if I knew the game was going to be like that, I would 100% of the time. But thank you all very much for tuning in. Hope you guys did enjoy the commentary for this matchup. If you did, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. We're going to be back with more Gallagher Premiership in the future. I am going to go to bed as it is 5:05 a.m. in New Zealand, and I'm going to try and sleep, which I think is going to take a long time after the excitement that I have just witnessed in between these two sides. But thank you all very much for being here, and I will see you all for the next one.